I'm a black man and a 2A advocate. I may not always be a 2A advocate, but I'll always be a black man. Now, talking about race is extremely exhausting for me. I actually hate doing it. But in order for me to be the most effective 2A advocate I can be, I have to talk to people that look like me in a way that speaks to our unique experience in this country. Because whether you like it or not, there are rich and powerful people with huge platforms exploiting race to divide, oppress, and control people in this country. One of those people is billionaire and presidential candidate Micheal Bloomberg. Here's an excerpt from a speech Micheal Bloomberg gave to the Aspen Institute.
95% of your murderers and murder victims fit one MO. You can just take the description, Xerox it, and pass it out to all the cops. They are male, minorities, 15 to 25. That's true in New York, it's true in virtually every city. And that's where the real crime is. You've got to get the guns out of the hands of the people that get killed. So you want to spend the money, put a lot of cops in the street, put those cops where the crime is, which means in minority neighborhoods. So it's one of the unintended consequences is people say, oh my God, you are arresting kids for marijuana, they're all minorities. Yes, that's true. Why? Because we put all the cops in the minority neighborhoods. Yes, that's true. Why do we do it? Because that's where all the crime is. And the way you get the guns out of the kids' hands is to throw them against the wall and frisk them. And then they say, oh, I don't want to get caught, so they don't bring the gun. They still have a gun, but they leave it at home.
Micheal Bloomberg is an elitist bigot and one of the prime examples of why no minority in the United States of America should be pro-gun control. From its inception, gun control was designed to keep guns out of the hands of black and brown people. This fact alone should make brown and black people the biggest supporters of the Second Amendment. Gun control is as racist today as it was then. The only difference now is black and brown people have the power to exercise that right. So instead of creating laws just simply taking away that right, people like Bloomberg have to convince you to give up those rights through deception and racial division. This is why after years of defending racist policies like stop and frisk, Bloomberg, now that he's running for president, will go to a black church and say this.
I got something important wrong. I got something important really wrong. I didn't understand that back then, the full impact that stops were having on the Black and Latino communities. I was totally focused on saving lives, but as we know, good intentions aren't good enough.
People like Micheal Bloomberg think black and brown people are stupid. He doesn't see them as equals. He sees them as subjects to be ruled over and brought to heel, just like his homie Hillary Clinton.
They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel.
Gun control laws will only be enforced in black and brown communities much the same way he enforced stop and frisk. He literally says this in the audio. Stop letting these elite bigots sell you on more government dependence. They've been selling dependence to the inner city for decades. And what has it done? War on poverty decimated minority families by creating an overdependence on government programs that incentivize kicking men out of the home. War on drugs decimated the minority families because they enforced those laws damn near exclusively in minority communities. And now Bloomberg is spending millions on ads during the Super Bowl to sell minority communities a war on gun violence that will have the same exact effect. The war is not on drugs, it's not on poverty, it's not on guns. It's a war on the minority community. When all of these Democratic politicians talk about gun control, they're not talking about enforcing these laws in their neighborhoods. Bloomberg isn't going to enforce these laws in his neighborhood. Biden isn't going to enforce these laws in his neighborhood. They're going to come and enforce them in your neighborhood and throw your black sons and black fathers and even black mothers in jail for exercising a constitutional right. Stop letting people like Bloomberg play you. They'll come to your churches and community centers during election season and just feed you a bunch of nice words. They don't even promise you anything tangible. They think you're so stupid that all they have to do is come to your community during election season and say stupid shit like,
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you getting information right now?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce in my bag, swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I
yes.
just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people again.
Okay. Is it working?
But after elections, they're nowhere to be found. But you know what is? Their policies insidiously wreaking havoc on our communities while they sit in their ivory towers calling our kids
super predators.
If they really cared about the community, they would put money into the schools. They'd put money into creating jobs and opportunities. Instead, they spend millions on ads to push more gun control so that they can make millions locking you up for breaking those gun control laws. It's foul, and it's time to stop letting them do this to our communities. Whether he becomes president or not, Bloomberg will still push these policies, and he has enough money to influence people in power to push these policies. Look what he did in Virginia. We've got to stop worrying about who looks like what and what race what person is. Look at their policies, because gun control is not a solution, it's a trap. And the same trap they've been laying out for us and we've been falling for decades. No minority on the planet has the right and the means to defend themselves to the degree that minorities in America have. So please, please, I'm begging you, don't give that shit up, because I promise you, a lot of brave people died fighting for this right. Right now, there's a culture war against the Second Amendment, which is why I need your help spreading our message to counter their message. You can do this by leaving a comment, sharing this video, and click the bell and subscribe button. Let my voice be your voice, and let them know you want to keep America tactical, because the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed wasn't a suggestion, it was a directive. Also, if you're wondering where to get your I will not comply, I lost all of my guns in a boating accident, the AR-15 is protected by the Second Amendment, and your state-specific Keep America Tactical shirts, click the links in the description section of this video.